Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Sorry about the moving of the camera here. It was straight until it wasn't straight. I hope you guys are feeling well and smelling well. We'll wait a couple seconds to see who's going to jump on. Yes, I stream on 3 different platforms, so pretty much I usually give everyone a couple of seconds to kind of join for the day. Welcome, everyone. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Heather Lynn. I own Heather Lynn Coaching, and I am a spiritual coach. And more specifically, I am an integrative shadow coach. And what that means is I help individuals release past trauma, um, learn how to process the information in a positive light, and in return allows the individuals to integrate the trauma into their day-to-day life and look at it as a gift rather than a hindrance on their life. A lot of times when we experience pain, trauma, loss, grief, separation, we don't really know how to handle it. Let me be honest. I never knew how to handle it, and my life was great. And my life is still great, guys. I don't want you guys to get come on here every day preaching that my life is not a blessed life. My life is a very, very blessed life. But I did in 2019 go through a spiritual awakening, which rocked my foundation. Everything that I had done for 22 years of my life since I was 17, y'all. Since I was 17, I sold insurance. I was an insurance agent. And at the end of the day, my job was to sell you fear. What if your house burns down? What if this happens? What if this happens? And after 22 years of selling fear, guess what I became? I became fearful. I was afraid that I was unable to do anything outside of this job and make the money that I was making. Let me be honest. We talk about us being free. And at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, what is that costing you? AKA your job. So, my job for me was my way to freedom, financial freedom. So, I thought, at the end of the day, it actually enslaved me to a mindset where I was constantly fearful. So at the end of the day, it really wasn't, it was a beautiful experience. It taught me how to grow a multi-million dollar business. It also taught me how to burn that mug down when it didn't serve me. And it took me 2 years to figure out why that happened. And initially I kept trying to run back, like, oh, I can't, I gotta go back. In fact, y'all, you better be proud of me. Guess what? I'm letting my insurance license go and my Series 6 this year in August. They're toot. Why? Because I know that my shadow self is like, ooh, that's always a backup plan. And in reality, it's not. I'm a holistic healer, which means I want nothing to do with selling fear. Not that I didn't love my job, loved it. But when there was a catastrophe and things weren't handled the way that I felt would have made everything and yes, I'm thinking of words because I don't want to be too harsh and my and what I'm trying to say. Let's just say we fell short as a corporation. We had a natural disaster and we fell short. And we fell short in the areas where the individuals were unprotected and were in a position where poverty and drugs and just areas that this place impacted, the general areas. When the claims office came in, they just treated my clients poorly. And since they didn't have money to fight the insurance company, they wound up not getting paid. So that really broke my heart. And never in a million years would I have thought that I had put 22 years into a multi-million-dollar business only to burn it down and then miss it at the end of the day because I'm like, why did you do that? I did it to save myself. So, y'all that don't know, today's a new moon. So we are going to pull out our moonology for our oracle, and then we're going to dig right in. Guys, I'm really going to start trying to keep these under 15 minutes so that way I'm not yammering on. I do talk a lot about where I've been because this will basically give you a background of the things that I've had to do to overcome this mindset that I had, that, or this identity that I am an insurance agent and that I am my job and that I am this, and none of that was I am to me. I wasn't living in my true authentic self. So the processes and the techniques that I use, and for guys that don't know some of the services that I offer, I offer past life regression. I offer quantum healing hypnosis therapy sessions. They're not, it's a technique, not therapy. I apologize. It's quantum healing hypnosis technique session. Stand corrected. There is a proper term for what I am certified in, which it does involve hypnosis. So yes, I am a hypnosis. And I also do release art therapy. And I offer Reiki as well, in addition to my personal yoga and, obviously my daily health vibes and my new moon and full moon yoga. So there are a lot of services that I offer. Oh, forgot. And your pick a 3-card tarot. So there are a lot of services that I offer which can help get you answers that you need to help you along your journey. I provide a lot of free insight as well because guess what? Some of the free knowledge that I'm passing along to you guys has been the most effective, impactful techniques that I have actually experienced in my life. So without further ado, let's see what the new moon wants us to know for this new moon today. And I love these cards, by the way. And then we're going to get started with our breathwork techniques. And y'all don't know, this is before I tell you guys. The U.S. is in the Pluto return. If y'all don't know, you guys need to go look that up. Okay, go look at the astrology of when our country was founded in 1776. Look at that. Look at our country's birth chart. We are going back into that energy within the next, well, right now, guys. In fact, Pluto has returned to the U.S., which is why we see all of this boom, boom, boom out in the 3D, wanting us to react and have an opinion versus, holding light and holding our space and reminding ourselves that we know that this is the transformation of our country. If y'all don't know, if y'all don't see it, then we might need to work on that because we see it in the news. We see it, how they're trying to instill fear in our lives every day. So it says Pluto transformation. Booyah. And that's funny because, and it's number 11. It's number 11. And let's read what it has to say. It says, people living deeply have no fear of death. Anais Nen. And that's where I'm going towards. I want to be not afraid of death at the end of it. In a couple of years, once I get my holistic, my PhD in holistic integrated medicine, it's going to be a little bit. There's still a couple steps I need to make. But on that journey, I am going to start working on becoming a death doula. I want to teach individuals the 12 stages of death so that they can be more accepting and aware that it's okay, and provide them tools, techniques, breath work. And when it's time to go, I come in, we breathe, we love, we celebrate, and we take them home on a beautiful note, not something that's like, ah. Yes, y'all, going to be real honest. Funerals are for the living. It's not for the dead. They don't care. They're already gone. Not being mean. And if I offended anyone by saying that, it took me a long time to realize that when my dad passed. Months, 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 months. So I've been there, I've experienced it, but funerals are for the living. So there's no reason to fear death. There's no reason to fear our transmission, our transition. All right, so it says Pluto, the smallest and outermost planet in our solar system, probably carries the most weight. Y'all, because that's where that rising phoenix we were talking about yesterday. Yes, that's where that starts. It starts. Pluto and the phoenix, Pluto was all the emotions, all those shadow emotions. It says in the Greek legend, Pluto was the god of the underworld. His earlier name, Hades, came to be designated to the dwelling place for the dead. The name Hades means the unseen, and the good description of the energies of Pluto, which tends to transform of the astrological chart without knowing until the explosion or the blowout. Boom! U.S. Pluto return. For those that don't know astrology, now you know. Look that crap up. It's going on now. Y'all want to know what's going on with the abortion issue that's going on? That's it. This is what we're experiencing. This is what we're seeing right now. We are supposed to stick together and help each other, lean on one another, not sit here and go back and forth and be like, well, my opinion matters more. No. We're supposed to love each other and transform our feelings and our emotions that are separating us. Because guess, how do you control people? Division, separation, keeping them afraid, keeping them in cliques, little groups. Tribes and community are great, but when you start excluding other people and making their opinion invalid and invalidating them based on your belief, that is not lifting your brother or sister up. That is destroying us. And we're doing exactly what they want us to do to keep us blinded and in control. Period. Love you guys, and I'm feeling a little deep right now, but that shit just hit home. Says Pluto was discovered in 1930, and although it is considered a dwarf planet, transits from Pluto are extremely powerful and brings in significant life changes. In traditional astrology, Pluto is a higher octave of Mars, but has some similarities to Saturn, which is also the force of oppression. Yep. Pluto governs renewal and birth. It brings to surface things that have been hidden or felt deep inside. These are they're usually painful to confront, and they are embarrassing or taboo. This dwarf planet tends to inspire unwelcome surprises. Pluto can be like a tower collapsing in your life, a life from which you must rebuild the debris and also the inspiration, which goes back to my story about Allstate, how it was great making money, shows over $250,000. Let me be real. My last year, I made I'm going to, sometimes but I remind myself that was my inauthentic self. And if I could just take that energy and put it back into myself, I'm going to have that plus more. Because if I build a foundation on my heart and basically quit skipping my heart chakra, because I don't know if you guys know, but you can manifest short term through your first 3 chakras. But if it skips over your heart and goes up through your crown, you are going to have a rocky foundation. okay, and not a solid foundation. You guys know that Bible story about building the house on the sand? That's it. It's the same story. It's the same concept. You have to ensure that your body, your vessel is powerful, strong, and capable of handling any stress that we may experience, because y'all know history. Our life compared to what it has been is like a fairy tale. Because if not, then you guys haven't read your history. Because this oppression that we're talking about has been repeated time and time and time and time and time and time again. And guys, I'm Cherokee Indian. I get it. I get the generational oppression, the generational trauma. But I have allowed my generational, I have been the one to help transmute the generational trauma from some of the things that my family has experienced in the past. And this right here, this transit that we're experiencing right now, that we're seeing in the US, we see it, we feel it already. I mean, whatever is going to go down on the 28th, it's going to open up a lot of people, and we just have to remind to hold space for everyone, because our light outweighs the darkness, and we just have to keep reminding ourselves that things are changing, and that the astrology tells us to be prepared, because it's about to get real the next year. It's going to get good though, guys. Those that are afraid that it's going to be something bad, we need beautiful change within our infrastructure, within our society, within our world, so that we can be more universally one versus cliques, and we've got to be this and we've got to do this, and everyone being so sensitive, including myself, to just what we're seeing and reacting to outside of us. So it says many things may have relied upon for always being there and suddenly disappear or leave. Job, parent, spouse, losing a loved one, child. These are things that are real, that we all experience. Remember, I told you guys, a healing journey is not something that you're exempt from. You're not exempt from it. None of us are. All of us have that dark night of the soul at some point in our life, which redefines and reshifts us in a direction that's supposed to lead us on our soul path. AKA why I wound up feeling so badly about how my customers were treated, but then I left, and then I felt bad because I was like, my ego was like, well, this is how you take care of yourself, Heather. Oh, blah, you're not going to be able to do anything because you are only insurance. No, I'm not. I'm so much more than that. I have and I'm so much more than being a spiritual coach and a hypnosis technician. There are so many things that I can do. I've learned to not just limit myself to one thing. So each day I come on, I talk about the healing modalities that I do and that I offer and that I'm passionate about. Because guys, I've had to heal myself. This is what it's all about. I've had to heal myself. You can't heal me. I can only heal me. I can only get rid of that baggage, that weight, these emotions, these stagnation feelings. Only me. It's my job. So it says Pluto represents endings and beginnings. It is not a card of physical death per se, since in our lifetime we experience many deaths and new starts. This simply is a time when the decks are being wiped clean for new action. Remember, I told you guys, don't be afraid of this. It's coming. And this is why we do this Qi Gong, is so that we're mentally, physically, emotionally prepared for this. Period. Because we don't know what's going to happen. There might be a time, look at the food shortages. Why do you guys think I fast all the time? Not because of that. I fast because it's good for my body. And I know that it's good for me. But I also fast because I know that my body needs to be able to not utilize that if it needs to. If I'm 100 pounds overweight and something bad happens and I don't have food for 3 or 4 days, my goodness, that's going to be so emotionally traumatizing to that individual. So I have been preparing myself physically. That's why I do the Qi Gong. That's why I do 10-minute HIIT exercises a day. I do an hour of yoga. I teach you guys breathwork techniques. I do an hour yoga class too that I teach in my wellness center. So every single day I speak health, I speak life, and I speak that this is the first tool that we need in our tool belt in order to get through all the things that we're about to see. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good, guys. So, and anyway, this is basically the Six of Swords. It says if you're in a relationship that's been difficult, it will either end or it will deepen and become more fulfilling. Any romantic that starts at this time should be proved to be intense. It is very important not to try to control things. Instead, surrender to the ups and downs for a while. Although these changes may be painful, that said, this is an intense time of sexuality. It comes from the various forms of great sex, not enough sex, strange sex, but most likely intense and consuming sex. Thank you, Pluto. Scorpio is also water sign. Pluto. That's what they. So if y'all know anything about Scorpio, they're death and rebirth. So yes. Says you may become upset concerning something about your past that has turned out not to be the way that you always thought. On a more mundane level, you may have been more careful with your finances, taxes, and inheritance especially. You might have the opportunity to suddenly move to a new home, but be aware of foundation, water, or sewer problems, and possibly that house might be haunted. Think of the Pluto as leftover things that tend to languish in a state of decay or decadence. Be more positive, rejuvenating, healing, and birth. Just said everything we've just been talking about. Stagnating emotions. I love myself when I get confirmation. Okay, guys, we're going to go and get started today. The breath works that we're going to talk about. I'm sorry I went on the rant about the Pluto return, but as you guys can see, I'm very passionate about astrology and health and just all of these things. And yes. So today, the 3 breathwork techniques that we are going to do the breath of life, which is basically where we breathe in through our nose for 5 counts and we breathe out pursed lips. Then we're going to move on to the breath of fire. We're going to get a little spicy up in here so that we can remove all of that stagnation today. Yep. And then we are going to do the breath of joy, because who does not need more joy in their life? I know a sister does. So breath of life, fire, joy. Life, fire, joy. That's what we are going to put our intention out for today, that we're just going to light it up so that we can let that phoenix rise. All right. So let's go ahead and get in a position. I always recommend you sitting up straight. Put your palms on your hands. If you need more grounding, put your hands down. If you need more uplifting, then you put your hands up. So today I'm going to kind of ask for both. So I'm going to put one down and one up, because sometimes I like to just be a little different. Always. I've always been a little rebel. Always. And I didn't know why. And now I know why. And I don't know. I'm not even going to call it a rebel. I'm different. I'm unique in my own way. And I've always been able to see it, but I've never been able to understand why. And I believe I know why now. It's because I'm not supposed to follow the in crowd. I'm supposed to do my own drive and teach others how to, love themselves. And I have a lot of drive, but, I'm not supposed to follow what everyone else is doing on their journey, like going to a 9-to-5 like I did forever. So, all right, let's get going. Or should I be like, what you talking about, Willis? All right, breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. Last one. We're going to breathe through these because I like to keep it right at about a half an hour each day. And then I kind of went on about that U.S. Pluto returns. Check that out, man. I'm serious, guys. All right. On to our breath of fire. So you're going to be basically breathing in. We're going to do in and out through our nose. Okay, so we're going to basically see basically I'm putting my hand on my diaphragm, and basically I want my diaphragm to pop out. Okay, this is probably one of the most powerful breaths. I'm not going to lie. If you guys literally, this breathwork technique is supposed to release your own natural DMT. So all of you guys are like, oh, I want to know DMT. I can't find it. Your body is a pharmaceutical. And it's basically its own little drug bank. It will produce what you need naturally, holistically, and in a positive way. And a lot of individuals seek DMT on their spiritual journey to help them tap into their higher self. So just saying. So this breath work will help you tap into your own DMT, y'all. So let's get to it. We're going to do this for 30 seconds, and I'm just going to, so here we go. More seconds. Ooh, woo! 30 seconds, guys. I start getting a little lighty flighty. Ooh, that just gave me the chills, y'all. Ooh. All right. Let's do our breath of joy, and then we're going to get to our 2-minute Qi Gong. Ooh. All right. Breath of joy is real simple. We are basically going to put our hands up in the air. Now I'm going to go sideways. And then you're going to release down like this and release out through the back. So here we go. We're breathe in, out, and then you ha it out, okay? So we're kind of force all that energy out. So breathe in, all right. Whoa, I'm gonna be real honest, guys. Today's breath work has me going. I'm kind of like, woo, that just like re-energized me. I recommend doing these one more time to complete your practice. So those 3 breath work techniques should take about less than 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. The Qi Gong that we're about to do takes 2 minutes. So that's a 5-minute clearing of all the energy in your body. Stagnation. And I don't know if you guys know how the dis-ease process works. So disease, let's start with disease, right? You break that word apart into 2 words. It's dis-ease. What are you not easy about? Okay? We all want to think, well, it's just because I'm aging or it's... Yes, that is a part of the process. It most certainly is, and I'm not debating that. But a lot of times there are hidden shadow emotions which haunt our lives. And that's what they were talking about. Heaven on earth, hell on earth. We create it based on our mindset and how that is. If we have a positive mindset, you probably have learned how to overcome the attachments that you have. You know, we talked about secure attachments. We're going to talk about this a little bit more this week. I'm going to be hosting some videos explaining each attachment technique and what they mean to you guys, and basically how I can help you release that, whether it's through a QHHT session, past life regression session, personalize a yoga routine specifically for you, a breathwork routine, whatever is accommodating to your personal needs. I am here to help you guys in any way, shape, or form. If that's, you know, creating a specific yoga routine to deal with the grief because you lost your husband and you're struggling to find balance and to maintain your day to day, I can give you a routine and a whole list of things that are going to basically send you on your way to help provide you with the initial tools to start, you know, adding to your own tool belt. Because guess what, guys? I wasn't given these tools and techniques either. I had to go find them. I had to go travel through the void, like, what the hell is going on here? I don't know what's going on, and my life was really good, and I just burnt my business down, and did I just do that? And here I am 2 days later, like, toodles. Wealth is not about how much money you guys make. Guess what? I can validate that. And I get people literally like, what did you do that for? Because it was killing me. My job was killing me. I was with a partner too. That was killing me as well because I had to eat my words. I was afraid of them. Yes. He had his own little shadow. He had his own daddy issues. He was abused by his father. And before I started accessing my tool belt, my job was, I was a lover. My job was to help make you feel better, and I can heal you. Because that was my initial ignorance when I was a kid. I've always known I was a healer. I just didn't know how, what, or, you know, I always thought that I could heal people. No, I can't heal anyone. You heal yourself. I give you tools and allow you access to the subconscious to help you process and transmute and to integrate those. But that journey is up to you guys. And, you know, most people that are on the journey, they're very blessed. Everyone that I have spoken to on the journey at the end of the death phase and the Pluto, you know, after the Pluto, then the death, and then you rise like a phoenix. The life on the other side is so much different. And then just the way you perceive life and others is just a whole different outlook. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do our Qi Gong for the day. So for those that are watching, you guys actually got to see it live today. And guys, I really enjoy making these videos. If you guys enjoy these videos, if you guys can leave your comments below. I know sometimes they don't post on Facebook unless you accept the StreamYard comments. Support me. A sister's trying to, you know, share my videos, like my videos, give me feedback. If you don't like what I'm talking about, tell me. How am I supposed to know if y'all don't give me insight on what you guys want to hear? So, all right, let's do our 2-minute Qi Gong. We're going to go ahead and start with clearing the energy points in our hands. So we're going to clap 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For modifications, we're going to lift our arm and we're going to hold our hand like this. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And guys, I did a HIIT exercise, and I'm not gonna lie, I was lazy for a couple months. I kind of stopped doing them. And then I'm not gonna lie, then my body was like, girl, you were supposed to be doing this for a reason. And I only do a 10-minute. I do a 10-minute, then an hour yoga, or 12-minute, which is enough. You don't need all that. Hi, Stormy baby. Hi. Look how beautiful she is. Oh yeah, she's a little frisky. Meow. Say hi. Say hi, everyone. Say hi. See, mommy gave me some Reiki and I feel better. My daughter was moving, and this is the state that I came in. They said she was dying the day that I moved into my apartment. And they pretty much said there was nothing they can do. Tapped me on my ass with the $385 bill. I was like, well, there's nothing you can do. So I actually did Reiki on her before we had gone to the vet. So, moving to our elbow creases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So guys, do you see what I'm talking about? My daughter was devastated when they told her that my cat was dying, and here my cat is a month later. Don't listen. We don't really know. When it's our time, it's our time. Period. That's what I try to tell my daughter. First of all, I was like, let's not spend the money. She's 13 years old. If she's going to go, we're not going to sit there and, you know what I mean? When the time comes, we're going to handle it. We're not going to let her be in pain. But, they're wanting to run all of these tests because they thought she had a stroke. And I'm like, Monty, if she had a stroke, she had a stroke, honey. But I did a Reiki on her. I did crystal, got my crystals out, and I prayed and meditated over her, and facilitated some Reiki on her way to the vet. We went to the park. We actually went to Eastwood and facilitated Reiki. About halfway through the Reiki section, she started to purr and just perk up. Her nose started to run, and then she started to slobber a little bit. And then she started moving around. And then by the time we got to the vet, she started to perk up slightly. And then by, the next couple of days, we just brought her home for a day or two. They didn't give her any drugs or anything. So I facilitated Reiki on her for the next 2 days. And third day, she was fine. So you can't always believe what someone else says. Trust your higher self. That's what all this is teaching you. Okay, so let's clear the energy in our feet. We're going to go ahead and stomp our feet. We're going to alternate, and it's 18 times pretty much. I'm not going to do it too hard because my camera. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys do it hard. I still want my camera to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Ooh, okay. Now let's go ahead and repeat, and then we're going to get out of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, guys. I hope you guys have an awesome, beautiful, fantastic day. Go out, get some fresh air, breathe that wonderful prana as you're breathing it in. Go get some of that beautiful medicine, which is the earth's medicine, exercise. Go out and take a walk. Enjoy yourselves. It's a beautiful day. Don't forget, today is the new moon. For those that don't know, I offer full moon and new moon yoga. This month has been I've been off because I have been moving, but starting in July, I will be having full moon and New Moon Yoga. I will be hosting them and through October in studio. So I have space for 10 lovelies. Yes. And we are actually going to be facilitating it outside. So it will be weather permitting. And if we are rained out, then we will reschedule. And there will be a reschedule date. And I will also be, if you guys wanted to come join us online, you can do that as well. I am trying to facilitate everything online and on site. So all of everything I offer, minus the healing hypnosis sessions, can be facilitated online. So yes, my therapeutic art done online, baby. You need a yoga class designed specifically for you? I can give it to you online, honey. And then you have all of this stuff. So you want to schedule a Reiki session? All online, baby. You want a tarot reading, by golly? DM me. We'll Zoom meeting and we'll get you all taken care of. So guys, before I leave, I want to leave with some kind words. Remember to always be gentle with your words. Your words are energy. They release a vibration. Depending on the vibration you are putting out into the universe is going to determine what the universe gives back to you. So if you are allowing a bunch of negative thoughts to come out, then you're going to bring all those thoughts and emotions and people. You're going to attract all that energy of those that are like you to you. Heard the saying, you get more of what you get. You know, you're in a bad spot and you're like, oh, it's just so bad and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah, because what you're putting out is exactly what you're getting back. It's called law of attraction, guys. So be gentle in your words. Remember, speaking a kind word to a fellow neighbor, friend, stranger. Sometimes these might be the words that are needed from that person at the exact time and space that ignites a change in them or saves their lives. So just remember, be kind in all that you do. Love is the cure. Love is the answer. Love is what makes us universally one. Thank you for being my teacher today and allowing me to be your student. Namaste. You guys have a great day, y'all. Bye.